For most of us, photography is about capturing memories or artistic expression. For the owners of the cameras on this list, it is about wielding the absolute pinnacle of human engineering, and perhaps having a bank account that doesn't blink at the price of a mid-sized sedan being spent on a single piece of glass and magnesium alloy. So, welcome to our deep dive into the 7 most expensive cameras currently defining the market. We will gradually move from the affordable 4-figure territory to the biggest question: why anyone would spend $60,000 on a camera. Let's find out. We begin our journey with the Nikon Z8, a camera that, in this specific company, is essentially the budget option. Retailing at approximately $4,000 for the body alone, the Z8 is often referred to as the Mini Z9 because it inherits almost all the flagship DNA of its larger, more expensive sibling. For the professional photographer who needs to move quickly without the bulk of a vertical grip, the Z8 is a dream come true. It represents a paradigm shift for Nikon, moving away from the traditional mechanical shutter and embracing a future where speed is dictated entirely by electronic readout. At the heart of the Nikon Z8 is a 45.7 megapixel stacked CMOS sensor that works in tandem with the X-Speed 7 image processing engine. The term stacked is crucial here because it allows for an incredibly fast data readout, which effectively eliminates rolling shutter distortion. This is the reason Nikon felt confident enough to remove the mechanical shutter entirely, a bold move that makes the camera quieter and more durable over time. You can fire off full resolution RAW files at 20 frames per second, or if you are willing to drop down to 11 megapixel JPEGs, you can hit a staggering 120 frames per second. This makes the Z8 a formidable tool for wildlife and sports photographers who cannot afford to miss a single micro moment of action. The autofocus system is equally impressive, utilizing deep learning technology to recognize and track 9 different subject types simultaneously, including people, dogs, cats, birds, cars, motorcycles, bicycles, trains, and planes. On the video side, the Z8 is a powerhouse, capable of recording 8.3K video at 60p in Nikon's proprietary NRAW format. It also supports 4.1K ProRes RAW and various 10-bit internal recording options. All of this is housed in a body that is roughly 30% smaller than the Z9, featuring a 4-axis tilting touchscreen that is a godsend for shooting at awkward angles. While $4,000 is a lot of money to spend on something that isn't a down payment on a house, the Z8 offers so much utility that it actually feels like a steal for a working professional. Just try not to think about the fact that a couple of high-speed CF Express Type B cards will cost you several $100s. Stepping up to the $6,000 mark, we leave the world of full-frame sensors behind and enter the realm of medium format with the Fujifilm GFX 100S. For a long time, medium format photography was a clunky, tripod-bound affair, reserved for high-fashion studios and architectural giants. Fujifilm changed that narrative by shrinking the body and the price tag without sacrificing an ounce of image quality. The GFX 100S features a sensor that is about 1.7 times larger than a standard full-frame sensor, providing a unique, medium format look, characterized by smoother tonal transitions and a shallower depth of field that full-frame simply cannot replicate. The centerpiece of this camera is the 102 megapixel Bayer sensor. This resolution is so high that you could crop into a tiny corner of your photo and still have enough detail to print a high-quality poster. But Fujifilm didn't just stop at resolution. They equipped the GFX 100S with an incredibly effective in-body image stabilization system that provides up to 6 stops of shake reduction. This means you can actually take a 100 megapixel photo while holding the camera in your hands, which was previously unheard of in the medium format world. The camera also features 425 phase detection autofocus points spread across the entire frame, making it surprisingly nimble for such a high-resolution beast. Fujifilm is also world-renowned for its color science, and the GFX 100S includes 19 film simulation modes that recreate the look of classic stocks like Provia, Velvia, and the much-loved nostalgic Neg. It can record 4K video at 30p, which looks breathtakingly cinematic due to the large sensor size. The body itself is surprisingly compact, weighing in at just about 900 grams, which is lighter than some professional full-frame DSLRs. At $6,000, you are paying for the ability to capture world-class detail in a package that fits in a standard camera bag. It's the kind of camera that makes you want to go out and photograph every single leaf on a tree, just because you can see the veins in all of them. Just remember that each RAW file is roughly the size of a small movie, so you'll need to invest in a lot of hard drives. Next on our list is the Nikon D6, priced at $6,500. This camera represents the absolute pinnacle of DSLR technology. While the industry has largely pivoted toward mirrorless systems, the D6 remains the gold standard for a specific breed of professional who demands unfailing reliability in the harshest conditions on Earth. Whether it is a rain-soaked sideline at the Super Bowl or a dusty war zone, the D6 is built to survive. It is a massive, heavy, magnesium alloy brick of a camera that features a built-in vertical grip and a battery life that seems to last for weeks rather than hours. The Nikon D6 is not a high-resolution monster. It utilizes a 20.8 megapixel full-frame sensor. In the professional world of sports and news photography, 20 megapixels is the sweet spot because it allows for fast file transfers and excellent low-light performance. The D6 features Nikon's most advanced DSLR autofocus system ever, with 105 all-cross type sensors that are all user selectable. This ensures that the camera can lock onto a subject and stay there, regardless of how fast or erratically they are moving. It also boasts a powerful Xpeed 6 processor that enables a 14 frame per second burst rate with full autofocus and auto exposure tracking. One of the most important features of the D6 for pros is its connectivity. It has a built-in 1000 base T Ethernet port and advanced Wi-Fi capabilities, allowing photographers to send images to an editor's desk almost the instant they are captured. It also features dual CF Express slots for instantaneous backup. The optical viewfinder is large, bright, and offers a zero-lag view of the world, something that many old-school pros still prefer over electronic displays. At $6,500, the D6 is an investment in a tool that will never let you down. It is the camera you buy when your job depends on getting the shot, no matter what. It's expensive, yes, but it's cheaper than explaining to your boss why you missed the game, winning gold because your battery died, or your autofocus got confused by a blade of grass. As we move to $6,800, we encounter the Canon EOS R1, the long-awaited mirrorless successor to the legendary 1 Series DSLR line. Canon took its time bringing this camera to market because it wanted to ensure it was the ultimate tool for sports, wildlife, and action. The R1 is a masterclass in how artificial intelligence can be integrated into a camera body to assist the photographer in ways that were previously unimaginable. It is built for speed, durability, and a level of automation that feels almost like cheating. The EOS R1 is built around a 24.2 megapixel back illuminated stacked CMOS sensor. While the resolution might seem modest compared to the Fujifilm GFX, the R1 is all about throughput. It can shoot at up to 40 frames per second with its electronic shutter, and it features a pre-continuous shooting mode that starts buffering images before you even fully press the shutter button. This means if you are a fraction of a second late to a bird taking flight, the camera has already captured the moment. The R1 also introduces the Digic Accelerator, a secondary processor that handles the heavy lifting for the autofocus and image processing, allowing the main Digic X chip to focus on recording data. One of the most revolutionary features of the R1 is the improved eye control AF. By simply looking at a subject in the viewfinder, the camera can select that subject as the primary focus point. It's an incredibly intuitive way to work, allowing you to switch between different players on a field just by moving your eye. The camera also features an action priority mode that has been trained on thousands of hours of sports footage to recognize specific movements in basketball, soccer, and volleyball, automatically shifting focus to the player with the ball. With 6K RAW internal video recording and a rugged, weather-sealed body, the R1 is the ultimate professional workhorse. At $6,800, it's a serious investment, but for those at the top of their game, it's the only tool that can keep up with their vision. At $7,500, we enter the world of Swedish luxury with the Hasselblad X2D 100C. If the Canon R1 is a Formula 1 car, the Hasselblad is a handcrafted Grand Tour. This is a camera designed for the artist who values the shooting experience as much as the final result. Hasselblad has a long history of being the choice for iconic photographers and astronauts, and the X2D 100C carries that heritage into the digital age with stunning elegance. It is widely considered one of the most beautiful cameras ever made, featuring a minimalist aluminum body that feels like a piece of sculpture in the hand. The X2D 100C features a massive 100 megapixel medium format sensor that captures 16-bit color depth. This allows for over 281 trillion colors, resulting in images with a level of tonal richness and dynamic range that is almost hyper-realistic. One of the standout features of this camera is the built-in 1TB SSD. You no longer have to worry about whether you remember to pack your memory cards. The camera itself has enough storage for thousands of high-resolution RAW files. It also features a 5-axis, 7-stop in-body image stabilization system, which is incredibly impressive for a medium format sensor of this size, allowing for sharp handheld shots even in lower light. The autofocus system has been vastly improved over previous models, utilizing 294 phase detection autofocus zones to ensure quick and accurate focusing. The electronic viewfinder is a 5.76 million OLED display that provides a crystal clear view of your composition, and the top-mounted 1.08-inch color display gives you all your essential settings at a glance. What makes the X2D truly special is the Hasselblad natural color solution, which ensures that skin tones and landscapes look exactly as the eye sees them, without the need for heavy post-processing. It is a camera that demands you slow down and think about your shot. For $7,500, you are buying into a legacy of excellence and a shooting experience that is truly second to none. Just be prepared to explain to your family why the camera costs more than the family vacation. Leica M11-P. The $10,000 Leica M11-P is perhaps the most unique camera on this list because it intentionally leaves out features that most modern cameras consider essential. There is no autofocus, there is no video mode, there isn't even a red Leica logo on the front. It has been replaced by a discrete screw head to make the camera less noticeable on the street. This is a digital rangefinder in its purest form, designed for the photographer who wants to be fully engaged with the mechanics of taking a picture. It is a camera of quiet confidence and unparalleled build quality, handmade in Wetzlar, Germany. Underneath its classic exterior, the M11-P is a technical marvel. It features a 60-megapixel full-frame BSI CMOS sensor with triple resolution technology. This allows you to choose between shooting at 60, 36, or 18 megapixels, with each setting using the full area of the sensor to provide different benefits in terms of dynamic range and noise levels. The P version also includes 256 gigabytes of internal memory, so you have a built-in safety net for your files. Perhaps most importantly for the modern era, the M11-P is the first camera to integrate content credentials through the Content Authenticity Initiative. This uses hardware-level encryption to sign your images, providing a digital paper trail that proves the image is an original and hasn't been manipulated by AI. The shooting experience is defined by the rangefinder viewfinder, which uses a bright line frame system and a central patch for manual focusing. It requires skill and practice to master, but once you do, it offers a connection to your subject that no electronic viewfinder can match. The body is capped with sapphire crystal glass for the rear display, making it incredibly resistant to scratches. At $10,000, you aren't just buying a camera, you are buying a piece of history and a commitment to the craft of photography. It is an expensive way to tell the world that you don't need autofocus to take a great picture. It's also a great way to ensure that if someone tries to steal your camera, they probably won't even know how to turn it on, let alone focus it. Finally, we reach the summit of the pricing mountain with the Phase 1 XC, which carries a staggering price tag of $62,500. To put that into perspective, you could buy every other camera on this list, a full set of lenses for all of them, and still have enough money left over for a very nice vacation to Hawaii. The Phase 1 XC is not for hobbyists, nor is it even for most professionals. It is a highly specialized tool designed for the elite world of high-end landscape and architectural photography. It is essentially a medium format, compact camera, though compact is a relative term when you are talking about a sensor this large. The Phase 1 XC is built around the IQ4 150 megapixel digital back. This sensor is massive, even by medium format standards, measuring 53.4 by 40 millimeters. It captures a level of detail that is simply breathtaking, with a dynamic range of 15 stops that allows you to pull detail out of the deepest shadows and brightest highlights. What makes the XC unique is its integrated Rodenstock HR Digueron S 23mm f 5.6 lens. Rodenstock is widely considered to produce the finest optical glass in the world, and this lens is permanently fixed to the body to ensure perfect alignment and maximum sharpness. It features an electromagnetic X shutter that is rated for hundreds of thousands of actuations and offers incredibly precise control over exposure. The camera runs on the Infinity platform, which is a powerful software architecture that allows for constant updates and new features, effectively future-proofing the device. Despite its massive power, the XC is designed to be relatively portable, allowing photographers to take this level of quality into remote locations. For $62,500, you are entering a level of photography that few will ever experience. It is the absolute pinnacle of what is possible with current technology. If you ever see someone out in the wild with a Phase 1 XC, do not approach them too quickly. You might accidentally trip and knock over $60,000 worth of glass and magnesium. Instead, just admire it from a distance and be thankful that someone is out there pushing the boundaries of what a photograph can be. Our journey through the world of high-end photography has taken us from the lightning-fast $4,000 Nikon Z8 to the astronomical $62,500 Phase 1 XC. While these prices may seem absurd to the casual observer, each of these cameras represents a specific answer to a professional need. Whether it is the indestructible nature of the Nikon D6, the AI-driven brilliance of the Canon R1, or the pure 150 megapixel madness of the Phase 1, these devices exist because there are people whose work demands nothing less than perfection. But always remember, cameras are just the tools. You are the artist who can truly capture the essence of any special moment. So don't get too hard on yourself if you don't have an expensive camera right now, because eventually you'll get there. We believe in you.